Thanks for coming. Please introduce yourself.
Well, it's good, so good to see you again. I'm Caroline Babylon. I'm here today as the executive director of Carroll County Food Sunday, right here in Carroll County.
What is Carroll County Food Sunday?
Carroll County Food Sunday is a food bank. The name is a misnomer. When we started more than 40 years ago, we gave out food on Sunday. The founder, Dominic Jolly, went to his church, collected food from his church, and then redistributed it to needy people at his church. And then over time, other churches said, oh, you can come and we'll give you food. And he'd get there and they would also have names of families that needed food. So it grew to what we are now. And actually, Sunday is one of the days we're not open, but we've kept that name in his honor at this point.
How long have you been with Carroll County Food Sunday?
4 years. This is my fourth year with Food Sunday
Mhm.
as executive director, and I had not volunteered with it before. We are an independent 501c3 nonprofit. We have two part-time employees, myself as executive director, and Mark Welch is the food manager. So he orders the food and such. But we are feeding over 400 families a week in Carroll County right now.
Wow. So what was the Carroll County Food Sunday like 4 years ago, and how has it changed? What's it like now?
I don't know that it's changed a lot. I'm not the type of manager that comes in and fixes things just to fix things. And it is a very efficient organization already. I think I've worked a lot on collaboration.
Mm.
So I've always been, it's not a contest to see who can feed the most people. It's a contest to see, can we get the people in Carroll County fed?
Mhm.
So we have developed a countywide group that meets once every quarter just to see all the food pantries and soup kitchens getting together and what can we do better? How can we share resources? How can we share information? How can we make sure people are fed? So I think the collaboration and some advertising, it's very hard to advertise because half the people you meet need food, but you can't tell. They don't have labels on their little foreheads that said, we need food. The other half should be donating to me so that I can help feed those people who do need it. So it's an interesting challenge to get the message out. And often the people that need food are not using the resources that most people think of. So are they on the internet? Are they on Facebook? Or do we need to find them other places? So I've worked a lot at that kind of outreach, trying to make sure that the people who need food find us or an appropriate resource, and that the people who should be donating and can donate are donating food or time or money.
What is the mission of Carroll County Food Sunday?
Well, the actual defined mission is to provide emergency supplemental food weekly in a manner that enhances human dignity.
Mhm.
So we need to always be kind. So the setup, the way we have it, each person gets individual time to choose the food they want. So we don't just it's not like during the pandemic when people drove their cars by and you put food in the trunk and off they went. And that is when I first started doing food outreach, was during the pandemic. But people come in and actually select what they want. So they're not getting things they won't use, so there's no waste. And the people are very specific about it. It's like, oh no, I have enough peanut butter this week. I don't need peanut butter. So I like that about the folks who get the food and the folks who share the food.
What's a food pantry?
A food pantry is a resource for people who need food to get it. It usually has shelf-stable food. So we have a selection of about 5 vegetables, and that's canned vegetables, canned fruits, fruit cocktail, applesauce, peaches, pears. We have spaghetti and sauce and pancakes and syrup and tuna fish and peanut butter and jelly, strawberry and grape, that people can select from every week. And then we have meats Most of our meats outside of the canned tuna and often canned chicken are frozen. So we always have hot dogs and bologna, and we try and always have at least one other ground meat.
Mhm.
So often it's ground turkey or ground beef. And that's because it's very hard to start selecting. Do you want the steak or do you want the chop or do you want the whatever? But we often will sometimes get them. We are part of the whole collaboration in the county has included the Westminster Rescue Mission.
Mhm.
They also had a food pantry where they gave to individual families. They've actually stepped out of that. And because of the type of facility they have moved into being a food hub for all the other pantries and soup kitchens.
Cool.
So they are working to find all the free food they can. You know, when you go to the grocery and you see the meat that's about to go out of date that's sitting there and it only has a day left, the store freezes that on that last day, and then the rescue mission can pick it up, keep it frozen, and redistribute it to others. We get day old bread and pastries galore because there's so many of them that the stores have. But a lot of other things that are about to turn that will get redistributed out of the rescue mission.
That's
So
really,
it's really a nice county process that has developed.
is this really like what is who's a target person to get help from the Carroll County?
Anyone who needs food.
Mm,
Most of our people, then the first time you hear food pantry and think who needs food, you think of the homeless.
right.
Um, but more of our folks are not homeless. They're in that ALICE category, which you and I would call living paycheck to paycheck.
Mm,
ALICE stands for asset limited, income constrained. I forget what the E is, but those are the paycheck to paycheck people. They're making it, but just barely. If the car breaks or they have to go to the doctor, all of a sudden they don't have enough money.
right.
And what are they going to do? Are they going to buy food or are they going to pay the electric bill with
That's
their money? So if they can get the food from us, then they can still pay their electric bill.
mm,
And so that's more often what we see is the people, a lot of elderly who are on limited incomes, that they can come. Because I named, we always have some meats, we always have breads, pastries, all the canned goods.
mm,
Right now, farmers, and it's more the backyard farmers that just suddenly the squash all came in at one time. They'll bring it to us and we'll put it out front and people will take that. We also buy eggs. We always have eggs. So if you get a pack of hot dogs and a dozen eggs and some tuna fish, you have food for through the week if you're a single person, you know. And then we have a lot of other things, and we get a lot of donated food. And you never know what might come in the food drive. And so that's when the SpaghettiOs come in and things like that, which again, people are tickled to see. We always have cereals. We have rice, lots of different beans and soups that we keep standard, but then other donations all go right out to the folks and they're just tickled. We had tomatoes come in the other day. I'm not sure the box even sat down for long.
um,
They were gone. We also the one food that we all like to see, especially if you're raising a family, is milk. We don't carry milk.
mm.
Milk is heavy and milk goes bad. And milk comes in actually a lot of different flavors. What kind do you like?
Oat milk?
Yep, oat milk. And then you have white milk and you have whole and 2% and 1% and chocolate and strawberry and almond. So we actually issue milk vouchers. You
Cool.
can buy your oat milk and I can buy my whole milk with one of these vouchers. And we're very fortunate the programs existed a long time. They can choose the store they want to go to, but Wise takes them all through the county. All the Wise stores take them. Jiffy Mart in town takes them. Penny Mart, so our folks who only walk can go to Penny Mart or Victory Mart and get them, or Jiffy Mart. Miller's in Manchester takes them. Kenny's in Tawnytown and Martin's in Eldersburg. That might have been everybody. But
Yeah.
so people can get milk and they're going to have to buy. We don't usually have butter and oil and flour and some of those basics that if you're really cooking, you still need to get. But again, if you've been able to get the proteins and the base food from us, and then you can go in and get your milk, whatever kind you want.
Where do they get those vouchers?
Well, from us, we print them.
Oh,
We
wow.
just print $5 bills.
That's cool.
So they get those vouchers. And in the summertime, we do vegetable vouchers.
Wow.
So we print vouchers that are good at the farmers markets. And the farmers take them. And both the milk vouchers and the farmers market values, they give the store or vendor gives it back to us and we redeem.
Mm-hmm.
So the farmers at every farmers market throughout the county, farmers take them, and actually any food vendor can take them. And most of them have signed up, and we'll redeem them. And last year we did over $125,000 in vegetable vouchers.
Where are you getting money to make this happen? Like, where's the
Well, we have some grants, and the vegetable voucher program in particular, the CalHERT Foundation helps with that. They don't pay it all, but they pay a chunk of it.
Mhm.
We have a board member who writes a lot of grants, and then we get a lot of support from the community.
Wonderful.
For the milk, we have a milk run coming up in September. So we have a run. It's a 5K run or walk at Wakefield Valley at the park there that helps raise money specifically for the milk voucher. And that has some corporate sponsors and such as well.
Mhm.
If you sign up now, you get your name on the t-shirt as a
Really?
sponsor. Yeah. Mhm.
Ooh. And then how can the Carroll County help your organization? What can we do to support you?
The biggest thing is funds. Like you said, it does take a lot to keep it going. And we were very fortunate during the pandemic that donations actually were very plentiful. So that's been good. We've been trying to keep it at those levels now. Just because the need was less during the pandemic, the need is more now.
Mhm.
So we are seeing more folks every week. We're seeing new families every week. But we are serving about 400 families a week.
If we want to learn more or to support, where do we go?
Well, we have a website that has a lot of basic information. Carroll Food Sunday is our Facebook page,
Mhm.
and ccfoodsunday.org is our website. So
Mhm.
ccfoodsunday.org and Carroll Food Sunday is our Facebook page.
And
So
then
we try and put both up there.
if someone wants to contact you to become a sponsor or to donate or to support you, how do they contact you?
They can email me at carolinebabylon@gmail.com, or they can call Food Sunday itself at 410-857-7926.
Perfect.
Or they can just stop by. We're actually open in Westminster 4 days a week. We're open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the morning from 10 to 11:15, and in the afternoon from 1 to 2:15. And we're open Saturday mornings. Additionally, we have a location at St. Joseph's Catholic Church in Eldersburg on Wednesday mornings, and at Trinity Lutheran in Pawneetown on Thursday mornings. So we are all over.
Awesome. My last question, and my favorite question, is what is your favorite memory from Carroll County Food Sunday?
Had to think about that because I don't not into superlatives. But one of the really fun things that we've done, it's fascinating how often the food and the people connect and you don't know what's going to happen.
Mm.
So just yesterday, I saw some basil came in. We got basil and chard that came in.
Mhm.
And I think they put half of it out and a little bit was waiting, and the end of the shift was coming. I'm like, I don't want this stuff to be homeless. So I walked out. There was one lady left. I said, would you like some basil? She's like, oh, I can make pesto. Yes. And I said, how about chard? Oh, my neighbor and I will both eat that. So it found a home that fast. And it happens so often that the food just matches up with the people correctly. But the really fun event that you'll need to come to,
Mhm.
again, we collaborate all over with all kinds of people. And I have a lot of entities that need food. Some of them are ones that deal face to face with people, like social services,
Yep.
you know. And sometimes it's nice to just have a little food because you have somebody sitting there who's really hungry. You can say, well, here's something you can take home for today until you can get to Food Sunday tomorrow or whatever. But, and again, that's a collaboration example, and we do a lot of that. But Find Your Purpose with Billy Live does several big events down at the playground. They do a big Easter egg hunt.
Yep. We
They
went to
do
that.
a big back to school event.
Mhm.
I take pastries down. I told you about all the day old stuff we get.
Yeah.
Well, I take 400 to 600 pounds of pastries that we get. They're all day olds, but we put them out on the table. So we have cakes and pies and donuts and cookies all out there for free. And the little kids come up and their eyes get so big. I can have this for free. So you see this 6 or 8 year old kid taking this whole cake. And I just want to follow. So did they take it to the parent and put it in the car for later? Or did they sit down with 3 kids in their fingers and just eat it under the tree? You know, it's just the images are fascinating. But that's another outreach method, though, because if there are people there who don't know about us, we can interact over the discussion about which cake they want and say, if you need other food, you need to come see us.
That's
So
fun.
it's a nice collaboration, but the little kids with the free cakes and pies is just hysterical.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. This has been so
Yeah,
wonderful.
you're welcome. I love talking to you.
Same. I love talking to you too. Bye.